Hello friends, my name is Shayla and welcome if you're new. So today's video I am doing in collaboration with the amazing Ashley over at Bookish, and this is going to be an ongoing collaboration series that the two of us are doing. I'm really excited about it. So what's happening is I'm going to be giving 5 manga recommendations and Ashley is going to be giving 5 comic recommendations. We're choosing tropes and genres and things. So she's going to do comic recs, I'm going to do manga recs, and then later on we're going to swap and I'm going to do comic recs and she's going to do manga recs, and then there will be a vlog. Like, it's going to be this long project and we're both so excited about it. So once a month for the next few months, you'll be seeing us do these collabs. So make sure you're following me and following Ashley if you're not already. She's one of my favorite humans, one of my favorite creators. She's a librarian. She has so much to say. And honestly, she should have way more subs than she does. So definitely go give Ashley a follow if you're not. She does read manga for my manga people, so do know that. So today our topic is LGBTQIAP+, or queer manga recs. I'm sure my title is going to be queer because it's hard for me to keep saying that. But I'm going to talk about 5 series that I think are great representations of LGBT people. Granted, this is not own voices for me, so I cannot speak for myself. But in my friends who are, these are series that they also really love and enjoy, so I feel safe recommending them. So the first one we're going to talk about is kind of a more all-encompassing, wanting to get to know various types of LGBT people. And that's going to be Our Dreams at Dusk. This series is very powerful. We're primarily following a teenager who has friends who are starting to figure out that he's gay. And in Japan, this is very frowned upon. And he's not very comfortable with the whole situation. He gets to a point where he goes high in the city and he's considering taking his life. And then he sees this woman kind of floating down and leads him to this place. It's kind of a drop-in center for other people who are on the LGBTQIAP+ spectrum, where they feel different ways. We have a transgender character, we have bisexual characters, we have gay characters, we have lesbian characters, and we have all sorts of people trying to figure out who they are. And it's beautiful. It's really well done. It's all centered around giving back to the community as well, so that people look fondly on this drop-in center rather than frowning upon it and thinking everybody should just leave. And this is going to have harmful language for queer people, and it's also going to be hard to read at times. Like, even though I don't identify that way, I still felt in my soul those hurts for the people that would be reading this and it would hurt. So do know that, guard yourself, be careful going into this series, but it is amazing and I cannot recommend it enough. The next one is one that technically doesn't come out till May, so you'll have to forgive me and you'll just have to pre-order it, and that is Boys Run the Riot. This is about a transgender character who was born female but feels like a male inside. So they hate going to school because they have to wear a girly uniform. They keep their hair short. Whenever they're not at school, they are very much in big baggy male clothes. And all of a sudden this new person shows up at school and they're technically a year older. They're repeating a year because they missed so much school. We don't really know why yet, because I've only read volume 1 so far because that's all that I've had available to me. And so they're both out shopping. They end up at the same store and they reach for the same shirt. And the guy, Jin, feels like it's kismet because then he asks our transgender character to help create a fashion line that kind of just breaks all the stereotypes and helps people feel like they're seen and that they get to wear what they want and what they love. And it's amazing. I really love it. This first volume is very powerful because we have the moment where our transgender character is telling Jin, our guy character, that they feel like a man on the inside. And it's about how things change, and it changes for both of them, how they look at the situation, how they look at each other. It's amazing. So good. I could talk about this forever, but I'm not going to. So just know that this is amazing and you should read it. Next, we're going to have a Yuri title, which is a female-female romance title. And this one, again, we only have volume 1 so far. And this is Doughnuts Under a Crescent Moon. This is about 2 women who work in the same office. One, she kind of feels like she has to live a certain way for her family, and you see that, and it kind of has a dark undertone because of that. And then we have our other office lady where her family knows that she's attracted to women and not men, and they're much more accepting and some things like that. So this series is so good because some of the best parts of it are how those two get to know one another better at work and how things start to blossom and bloom between the two of them. It's beautiful, beautiful. The art is beautiful. The story is beautiful. I highly, highly, highly recommend this if you have not read it yet. And we love seeing grown women in female-female relationships in manga. For a long time, it was just kind of like teenage girls that were in this genre. So we love seeing more adult women in these situations because that's life, that's reality. All right, and then the last two are male titles, and let's go. So the first one is for my younger audience, and this is This Wonderful Season with You. I talked about this in a recent video, so I will leave that linked in the corner for you. But in this one, we're following two teens. One used to play baseball, and he's kind of lost his way. The other is a giant nerd with giant Coke bottle glasses who is recruiting for the science club. He bumps into the baseball guy, and he drops his flyer. The Coke bottle glasses nerd guy drops the flyer, and it speaks to the baseball guy. And so he ends up showing up to this computer science club. Even though he has no real interest in the club, he has interest in Inoki, the young man. And it's really cute and sweet, and I love it. There is one sexy scene at the very end of this volume. So if you're looking for recommendations for your kids, just know that that's present. You're not going to see the actual penis. We have a ghost penis situation, so do know that. But they are being sexual, and it's very clear that they're being sexual. So you just need to be aware of that if you are worried about your teens consuming that kind of content. So for me, it was still pretty PG rated. They didn't do anything too crazy because they are young, but just know that they are being sexual. So if you're uncomfortable with your kid reading that, just know that. And then this next one, they're not sexy yet, but we're getting volume 2 next month, and I'm so excited. And this is Manly Appetites. Minegishi Loves Otsu. I read this live on the internet. I was doing a live stream with my buddy Dylan over at Dynamic Dylan. I'll leave it linked in the corner because my reactions are priceless. Like, it's all over my face. I am madly in love with this series. So in this series, we have Otsu. He does have some negative self-talk about himself, but he's a chubby guy. He likes his food. He's fine with it. He always thinks he wants to be more handsome and such, but there's a guy at the office named Minegishi, and he is like the office hunk. Tall guy, broad shoulders, handsome, all those kinds of things, and he keeps coming into Minegishi's department, even though he and Minegishi don't work in the same department. He's coming to visit Otsu and bring him treats and all those kinds of things, and he just thinks he's here. Otsu just thinks he's here to, like, make the ladies swoon and stuff. But you see Minegishi react to how Otsu feels about whatever he's brought. And it's so cute. There's Kabidan moments in here. Like, I am thriving on their dynamic. And anytime Otsu talks about, like, changing his body image, Minegishi's like, no, I love you the way you are. Don't change. And I love him for that. I just love him for that so much. So, yes, please try this series. It is adorable and sweet. And again, we're dealing with older office men rather than teenagers, and we love to see grown men in love. So with that said, these are all of my recommendations for this particular video. Again, make sure you check out Ashley's. I will leave her linked in the corner and down below. And also make sure you are subscribed to her if you're not, because her wealth of knowledge is amazing. I always learn something new watching Ashley's channel, and I'm so grateful that she wants to do this long set of collabs with me. It makes my heart so happy. So again, thank you guys for watching. If you have any LGBTQIAP+ mangas that you would also like to recommend, leave them down in the comments below. Thanks again. I'll see you guys later. Bye.